Hi, I'm Julia. What you're about to hear is a piece of writing by my mother, Sylvia Baumgarten. She started her blog, Life Lessons from an Old Bitch, in her 80s. Sharp, funny, opinionated, and deeply alive. I don't agree with everything she says, but I agree with most of it. And more than anything, I believe her words invite conversation. So I'm sharing them here, not as answers, but as openings. Lesson 10, Thursday, January 15, 2015. Just had to share. A little bit off topic, but I really wanted to pass on my exciting news. As those of you who have linked to my bio and my Facebook page are aware, I'm a writer of historical romances. 14 published books to be precise. I hadn't written in some time, and then I met an agent who convinced me that it was time to revive my career, and she certainly has. A wonderful publisher of ebooks, Diversion Books, has just reissued 7 of my previous books. Do check them out if you're interested. The last book, number 15, My Lady Gloriana, is new and has just been published by Diversion. Julia's aside here, several book links were in the original blog post and I will share in the comments. Now back to Mom's words. Best to all until my next blog post. Sylvia Halliday. This was a reading from my mother's blog, Life Lessons from an Old Bitch. While I usually post my retort as a separate comment, since this one is so short, I'll just share my thoughts here. This brings me back to the time when my mother sold her very first book. I was a preteen and had watched my mom toil away day after day and night after night working on her first historical romance novel. While I missed the mother who had dutifully cooked, cleaned, and taken care of everyone else in the household up to that point, I remember the pride I felt for her when she emerged from the den one night to announce that she had finished writing a whole book. And then came the struggle to publish. Countless submissions and rejections followed. But Mom persevered. And when she finally sold her book, it came as a massive triumph because not only was her book chosen to launch the new Tapestry paperback line of historical romances, but she had sold a trilogy. She had submitted outlines of 2 subsequent books along with the manuscript, and Tapestry purchased all 3. I still remember singing the Beatles tune, Paperback Writer, for Mom. She was not a Beatles fan, but she enjoyed the serenade. To be fair, my teen years were a bit fraught from her success. It's not easy to come of age when your mother writes bodice rippers. My friends were titillated to read the sex scenes out loud, a bit rough for a middle schooler. Nevertheless, what stood out was how much my mother flourished during this phase of her life. She had truly found herself for the first time in nearly 50 years. She continued writing, won awards, and traveled the circuit of romance conventions. When she stopped writing to deal with her divorce and traded writing for a more steady job with consistent income, I know it was hard for her, but she just didn't have the drive to write about romantic things after her own divorce. And so her writing days largely stayed in the past. But then ebooks came along, and Diversion saw the value in her writing, and a new chapter was born. While she never completely returned to writing novels, except for My Lady Gloriana, and although Mom and I did start one together that I still hope to finish, she did find her joy of writing again, and her whole blog was a re-entry into that passion. The excitement of this post just jumps off the page, and I find myself humming Paperback Writer all over again. Congratulations, Mom. I'm pleased to say that you're still getting residuals posthumously, a testament to the excellence of your writing. I love you, and I miss you. If something in this resonated or rubbed you the wrong way, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment, start a conversation, and take what's useful. Thanks for listening and for keeping dialogue alive.